HiRevz Media is sponsored by Born to Ride Motorcycle Magazine. Check out borntoride.com. All right, guys, working on the WR again today, and now we're going to do a full makeover on it. So we're going to pull off all these old stickers on here, clean it up some, and get off all the extra junk that's left over. Get all that good to go, and going to do bar pad coming in, and then went ahead and threw a keychain on there, just don't not lose the key. Here's the good stuff. Got some just black handlebar pads to go on here. I mean, not pads, but handlebar bark busters or whatever. And then yellow grips, yellow seat cover. That'll give you a little bit of an indication of where we're going with the graphics. So you'll see that coming up. All right, guys, so here's the graphics. They're kind of an old school ladder bar design, old school Yamaha, a little bit of new age mixed in. Pretty cool. I'll put links to all the stuff that we use in the description. So this is the first side cover that I did here. There's a front number plate, which came out really nice. And I did this way, just putting it down, seeing about lining it up, seeing how everything went. This one I used soapy water and sprayed some on there, sprayed some on the back of the vinyl, got it all nice and lined up. That really works a lot better, to be honest with you. It works really good doing it that way. Pop's going through, rubbing all this down with xylene. Yeah, so you can use that or a couple other things, brake cleaner, anything like that, just to get the old glue off. Anything that's like standing up from old stuff on there like that. So once all that gets off, everything's dry. You want to let that stuff dry off of there. You start laying out graphics. Obviously, the compound curves definitely make it harder to do when they have to go up and then wrap around, but we're gonna make it work. All right, guys, so got a few pieces done now. So I'm gonna do the big piece and essentially show you how I've been doing it. So this is just some soapy water, and lightly spray the whole thing, get it nice and coated with some soapy water. And then the graphics are over here. What I'm gonna do with this, you gotta be real careful that the graphic doesn't touch another part of the graphic, because if it does, it's going to stick together really, really hard. This is the stickiest vinyl I've ever seen. So you got to be real careful with that. But pull off a whole sheet of it and then coat it down with soapy water also. Make sure everything's good and soaked. Otherwise, if you stick this down, it's there. It's done. You'll be stretching it trying to pull it back up. You kind of eye it, lay it down, pull the random hair off of it, and get this lined up as best you can. You want to leave a gap around the decal as much as possible. It depends on how tight the design is for you to do that, but you want to have an even gap around it if you can. And some of them will be stretched a little bit for you to make the compound curves that are there. This is actually an easier one to do than some of the ones out there with the big holes and stuff like that. This is a pretty solid sheet, but the later bikes of these might be a little bit more difficult. So I can feel it getting a little bit more sticky. So add some soap back to it up here. Put that back down. Add some down here, but I want to still be able to move it. It's not wanting to move for me. I'm going to turn this on around a little bit. Yeah, so this is going to be the harder part right here. So that's got to go in first. You got to lay that in first and then work your way out. Otherwise, you'll never get that in there and you'll have a big bubble across it. All right, so now I think I've got it about where I want it. I should be able to get it to start laying down now. I'm going to grab my towel here and a heat gun. And I'm gonna start working at it from the inside part here, that middle part that dips in. Just kind of work at it up through here. And then this will, heating it will allow you to stretch it a bit and work it into those spots. You can see it kind of conforming now. But you're also trying to get out the water, and you need to allow the glue on the back of the sticker to actually kind of activate. I mean, it's super sticky, but this will make it really stick down hard. So I'll get those spots warmed up, pulled in here. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a crease right here. I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna pull that back out, and then start working it back down. Some of this stuff will come out in the sun later on, and that's really what you want to do, is park it in the sun on a hot day, allow this stuff to work out. Just kind of working at it. This is a really big piece too, so if I was smarter, I'd have showed you one of the small pieces and said, man, look how good I did it real quick. The bigger pieces obviously take a minute or so longer to do, and they're harder to do. So I got another wrinkle there. I'm gonna try to pull this back up a little bit and then work it back down. The heat will shrink it slightly, but you don't want to heat it too hot. You just want it to slowly work its way down. I like heating up the edge right there where it wraps. Get that edge nice and hot, get a good crease in it, and then start working it around the edge. And then moving out all the water here. That wrapped pretty nice. Now I just gotta keep working on the middle part here. Working out this water. Slowly working out. Try to get some of these bigger bubbles out of here. And try to get any lines or creases out. You want to kind of let it flow as natural as you can, but sometimes you have to tweak it a bit. Work out some of that water in there. I've got a stretch spot right here from earlier. Just wanting to leave that line. And get it to slowly work out of there. You see the water, I've made a trough for it now. So it's just working its way up, where that's where my crease was. I can kind of work that water up out of there a little bit and set the vinyl. A little more over here. And some of it, you can take a pin and just lightly poke the smallest pin you got. sewing needle. Just pop it and get any moisture out that way. Try to get these wrinkles out. So everything's kind of bunching up together here at the very end. Some of you just have to deal with. You're not going to make it perfect. That's looking pretty good. All right, guys. It's coming together. Finishing up the bark busters. Got them on there now. Got new grips. And graphics are coming out pretty good. You like it, Jackson? Right, guys, then we're on the seat cover. And I kind of got it lined up to begin with. And I'm just pulling it around. I left the old cover on there just to hold it together so the foam wasn't fighting me too bad. And then I'm pulling this on around and stapling it down once I got it, you know, kind of eyed to the center. And I'm just going to keep working with it. All right, guys. That looks pretty darn good. And again, the bike's not clean. Still got to clean it up some. But that looks pretty amazing. I mean, that completely changed the look of the bike. The seat is a little darker yellow. Kind of irks me a little bit, but it is what it is. I might end up doing a black seat later on, but I kind of like that it had the ladder design and the yellow, but I wasn't sure how yellow the graphics were going to come out. And obviously the grips are a little bit different. I mean, that's just how that goes, but that looks pretty dang good. It looks like a completely different bike now. Pretty happy with that. Looks pretty awesome.
AMSOIL makes it easy for you to change your own oil with the ultimate oil change. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you from a complete list of product recommendations. And get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door with fast, free delivery. For the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Shop by Vehicle at AMSOIL.com.